Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take this 1970 Hot Wheels Challenger from shabby to shiny. Now, some of the ones that I've seen, in fact all of the ones I've seen online, seem to have the Dixie Challenger, the 426 Hemi kind of decals over it, but this one I don't know whether it had it and it's just all come off, but it didn't have any kind of remnants of those decals or tampos, and this one I always thought was a bit kind of quirky looking, but I had a set of wheels that I really wanted to use, and this particular casting kind of just said use me, so we're going to change the colour up today, a bit of a colour flip, but I really like it and I hope you do too. With 2,000 likes it could be yours. So we'll start by drilling down the centre of the posts, 2 on this car. We'll remove the flange and tap those holes. Please do remember to lubricate your piece. You do not want to snap it. And here's the car zooming at half a mile an hour there across the desk. Quite a large bonnet on this one, so I imagine that Hemi engine is huge. But anyway, an interesting looking car. I think it's not to scale of what the Challenger was. I think it's perhaps a little bit odd, a little bit off. There's no actual name underneath here. I just, having done some Googling, can see that it should be or could be, or maybe if you squint to almost closing your eyes, it might look like a Challenger. But yeah, underneath it literally just reads Hot Wheels and some patent pending stuffs. Doesn't say where it's even made. But plastic base car. And I rarely deal with these plastic bases, but yeah, struggling to take off the wheels there without trying to break anything. But off camera, take it off. Unusual why there's kind of red paint underneath there, but anyway. Like I say, I had to bend the axles in order to get these wheels out, and they'll go in my little parts bin. Probably never to be used again, but I'll keep them anyway, you never know. But here's the window section, and as you can see that on that front there, I thought there's some large gouges out of that window that I'd have to rectify later on. And the interior, pretty basic, but I think a little coat of paint will kind of lift the quality of that up. And then the main casting itself, quite a good weight. Just need to take down these posts a little bit further just to neaten it up. But into the foot-long hot dog jar she goes, covered in boiling water, and in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. So trying to keep the desk nice and tidy, giving it a little swishy swish, and you can see a little bit of reaction there in the caustic solution on the back end of that car. Turning it around, we can see again a little bit of reaction there on the front of the car. So the caustic solution is certainly doing its job. And then once it cools down a bit, I'll throw in this plastic base and take off all that chrome paint. But anyway, whilst that was to one side, turn our attention to the plastics here. Give them a clean. And it was here that I started to notice, I thought these were kind of scrapes or deep gouges in this windscreen, and I got away with it, was quite lucky. Unsure what this thick white substance is here, but I was sure to wash my hands afterwards, and actually underneath that was quite a good windscreen. I think that white substance actually protected it. So there you go. Who knew? And look at it now. looking brand new, and that will dry lovely. So we'll be using some matte black for the interior. This is just cheapo pound shop stuffs, but it's perfect for the job. Bear in mind, you can barely see this interior, but it just gives it a little lift. And then now, you and me, we know that that interior is now perfect. So here's the base. Didn't do a great job. I didn't want to leave it in for too long. And then the main casting here. A little bit of paint there on the underside. Probably around 92% paint removal today. But reaching for my tack life. And my little drawer of wire wheels here. Which one do I choose? Thought I'd go with this flat disc today. Crank it up to 3. I'm going to give you a little sample here of the roof section. Looking good, and I'll do that all over. So now we're on to the base. Yeah, doesn't it look ugly? But we can hide all that ugly under a coat of paint. I was just about to joke. This reminds me of my wife. But I wouldn't say that. Especially as she watches my videos. But there we are, the base there. That'll dry in a lovely satin. And I'll add those details in later on. And we're now using the Viejo. A black primer. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. Now I'll tell you something. I was planning on keeping the orange theme but with candy. And what I would normally do is I'd prime it and then paint on like a silver colour or a gold and then go with the candy. But once I'd seen this casting in black, this shiny black, I thought, that looks very nice. And this is when I changed my mind and then went for the little flip colours. So we're going with the Green Stuff World. This is a colour shift metal Evil Forest. I'll link the website down in the description. And this is now dried. It's been probably 15-20 minutes later. And I'm going to go with, compared to previous models, a rather subtle colour flip. I remember reading one of the comments and it mentioned that, you know, rather than trying to layer up and really get, you know, the colour coming through, you should just add a little bit, put a bit of gloss over it and be done with it. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So I only actually went with a couple of light coats, as you can see here, but the flip between the green and the purple, and then I added some clear coat. But yeah, I just wanted to, now this is later, it's the following day, and as you can see, this base, the quality of it was pretty poor. But we'll do the best we can, and I'm going to add that chrome and a few details in. And you've got the interior there, looking good. Looks like it's not even been painted, just looks factory. But quality compared to the original. Lovely set of green light wheels I've picked out here. But yeah, this paint looking lovely it is. So it is more subtle than some other flips that I've done, but I really like this one. But anyway, add a few details, put it back together, and this is the result. So the first thing that you can see there, chrome on the front bumper, white on those headlights, and then keeping the grille black in there. Coming around the side, those wheels, I think they're Mopar wheels, are they? I think they're perfect for this car. Now it rides a little bit high, but there's not a lot I can do about that, but I actually don't mind the height. Usually I like to slam my cars, but this one I just felt like it suited. Coming around the back, you got the chrome on that rear bumper, and then painted in red for those rear lights. But yeah, this does shout muscle, this one. I think this would be a 10-second car. You can see on the side there, chrome on the door handle and key lock, and just a little bit of chrome on those bonnet pins. But anyway, just want to take this opportunity to thank my amazing patrons, and thank you guys for watching. Remember, 2,000 likes and it could be yours, and I'll see you soon on the next one.